Okay, so first I want to start out with that you guys are definitely in the which way? And that's interesting for a fire sign to kind of be that because as I was shuffling I had like the Empress and another card come out, it's just like you guys are in love, but you're not sure. And so which is interesting because the first card that came out is Two of Swords. And this is what's going on up here in your head. So you've got a lot of emotions as we see from there in the background, and they're causing you to kind of be in your head, possibly, to say, I don't know which direction to kind of go in to have my new beginning. So I'm just gonna kind of sit here to figure out things, or you're just like, I don't want to see which direction, and to go to have my new beginning because I've got these thoughts where I just don't know which way to go. I could go this way, I could go that way, I could feel this way, I could feel that way. But this is all the games and things that are going on in your head. So they could be the one, they could not be the one. So let's go ahead and see why you're possibly sitting here in this position. So when we look at the long-term potential of this relationship or marriage material, we have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is not a bad thing. It's just that, it could be that you're, on a spiritual journey, on a quest, or gonna search to find something because there's something that could be not quite going on or fulfilling you right now here in this relationship. And so you're willing to kind of go seek that out in order to find answers, okay? And with us kind of having those two crescent moves, it's like, again, neither one of them are kind of facing the new beginning here. So it could be that you don't see the possibilities here. You just kind of can't make up your mind as to the possibilities that exist here for this relationship. And so, like I kind of need some time out to find that emotional balance, to go find that, other cup or those other two cups in order to get the emotional abundance, in order to find the emotional balance, to figure out what it is that you want here in the long term, right? And so I say that because this is what is hindering the relationship, the Star card. And the Star card usually comes out to say, so many positive things, like it is a very beautiful card, but I feel like, again, it's very beautiful card to get no matter where it's placed, in a reading. Because it says that somebody or the relationship is kind of going through this phase where it's healing. It's trying to find its equilibrium, in that it's gone through this kind of what they call, dark night of the soul, where there's a lot of doubt, there's a lot of questioning, there's a lot of negativity that is brought to the surface in order to be healed. So, in order for something to be healed, it's like it's got to be dealt with, and you might have some uncertainty again, which is why the Two of Swords shows up. But some of that uncertainty, again, a lot of it is mental. And so the Star lets you know that you're being guided, in order to find a balance, in order to find the healing, and that somebody, will see you. Because right now you could feel, again, vulnerable, which we see over here with that Eight of Cups, is that there is a need to kind of heal those emotional wounds, possibly, but between you two. And somebody might just feel a little too vulnerable in this case. Okay. So what is coming out that is helping you? And it's the Ace of Cups, which I think is perfect because you have the Eight of Cups over here. And it's like, the two of you kind of go off in search of the other two cups, like I mentioned before. And here you run into a cup. This is the Nine of Cups, right? So now you have 9 of Cups. That means wish fulfillment, right? And Ace of Cups is kind of about that again. We talk more about forgiveness, and healing and understanding. But again, this is pure love. This is about long-term commitment. Sorry guys about the phone. Phones ring. um, and this is about kind of, again, dispelling all that mucky stuff that it might have been underneath the surface of the relationship, and it blossoming and blooming into these beautiful lotus flowers that you see here. But again, Ace of Cups talks about potential. It doesn't mean that it's already there. It means that you have to take it, because the divine is offering it to you, offering you this chance for renewal, um, uh, and offering you this chance to forgive and to be able to move forward, and the purest, most unconditional love within this relationship, with a strong spiritual connection to this other person. But again, you have to take it. I think it's beautiful that it's like the healing is in a way kind of hindering some things because you both are possibly dealing with personal things. But at the same time, it's the healing that will get you to a better place, a place where there is unconditional love that exists between the two of you, and you become each other's wish, and you become contentment, hopefully, if you get to the 10 of Cups, okay? So when we talk about what you need to deal with, Aries, this is 4 of Swords. 4 of Swords comes out to me. Swords talks about, again, what's going on in your mind. You might need to quiet it. You might need to just kind of take some meditation, breathe, to see, again, the bigger picture. Back over there with that healing, right? And even with that 8 of Cups, you getting to see and going off to see the bigger picture, of the situation, and just kind of taking that time out, to rest. And that way you can see how your partner is there for you, how you're there for them, and what the opportunities that need to be worked on here, within this relationship, and how you can kind of balance things out, and find that emotional, balance for each person and the relationship. Okay. And so what they need to work on, 2 cards came out. So you have the 4 of Pentacles and you have the Page of Pentacles. So they're kind of in a place where they need some support. Okay. And it's kind of hard for them because we have the 4 of Pentacles. So they're really kind of stuck and stubborn and stuck there. And so that, again, is kind of what we're feeling in all of these cards. And that could be why you're unsure, and why there's a need to kind of go out to find, the emotional, balance, because there's, a lot of, 4 is usually a card of stability. But stability in this case means, again, you're sitting down, you're become kind of immovable. And Page of Pentacles usually comes out with a need to ground yourself, to find, to figure out your feelings, and to feel that you have, you know, a level of, stability that's underneath you. You have the support needed to you in order to be able to move forward, with whatever you wish. Especially in the 3D, as it comes out from me with Pentacles. But with them having that 4 of Pentacles as well, is that they're kind of stuck here in that worried position. And it kind of makes a little bit of sense, again, because, we have those other 2 cards where you don't know which way to go with the relationship. We want to go out and find ourselves and find that emotional abundance. But again, we want to go back over here to the Ace of Cups. As that the 2 of you have to reach for that forgiveness, for that understanding, for that pure love. That they have got to find their own stability, which could exist, outside of you and with you, if you guys can understand that, as an Aries. as our fire sign, right? Kind of, here and there, but I don't want to say you're more of the stable sign, but you're very strong, and kind of move forward as far as like, the fire signs, even though everybody can be whatever fire signs are different. If you're looking at Sagittarius, again, they're kind of like friendly and they're kind of here and there. A Leo, big heart, and generally emotionally strong, but Aries is, kind of like, the fire sign and pushy and ambitious and going to move forward and kind of gang ho, which is not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all. But sometimes there's a need to kind of slow down, and that strength can sometimes cause instability in your partner. Okay. And so what comes out for the two of you in the end is the outcome is beautiful, beautiful, because it would make sense because you have, again, the Ace of Cups. And even though the Star card is in that hindrance position, I still think it's beautiful that it came up to show that you're healing and dealing with things. And so you have the King of Cups and the Four of Wands. So King of Cups talks about having your heart on your sleeve, being in a relationship with your best friend and achieving, something great, which you can definitely understand, of course. But having that strong emotional balance behind it. And the fact that it's not all just fire that burns and pushes people down, but it's balanced out with having that emotional strength, understanding, having that compassion as well, kind of go hand in hand within that relationship so that the two of you are able to understand one another, understand your feelings as well as theirs. And so you're able to celebrate a long-term success over here because the two of you have in the long term managed to go out in that balance that that other cup. Oh yeah, that other cup. See those other two cups that we were looking for? That you were looking for from that Eight of Cups? So you managed to get 10 of Cups, which is contentment, long lasting relationship. Okay, so for Doreen, Virtue, Romance, Angels, beautiful. Beautiful cards. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine through. That's beautiful. I mean, look at this card. I mean, they're having a great time. They trust one another. They're just enjoying each other's company. There is no goal to be had, but just a moment of being with each other, trusting each other, listening to one another. And so that's what the two of you are going to need to put into your relationship. Go out together and remember those times. Or if you're at the beginning, maintain that kind of level of fun and playfulness and not take everything so serious, be so ambitious. But to have that balance again that you two need to seek within the relationship. Okay. And you do all of this, you can have heart-to-heart conversations, honestly discuss your feelings with each other. My goodness. I was saying every meeting, the cards just amazing. They know exactly, the understanding of what other cards come out to say and continue to kind of push certain themes within the reading. Because that's what I said before, that the two of you need to kind of have conversations because somebody's feeling kind of, the two of you are feeling off whack. And not at all emotionally happy in the relationship because there is kind of a healing going on and understanding and a forgiveness that needs to kind of happen. And we can get to a really happy place if we have those heart-to-heart conversations, okay? And so finally, I have some advice from the universe, and the universe has got your back cards, okay? The first one is, joy is the ultimate creator. That's beautiful. That kind of goes with that playfulness card, right? And then finally, I honor how I want to feel. So that's kind of honoring, the negative feelings as well as the good feelings. Kind of dealing with them and figuring out, what's at the heart. the heart to heart conversation and then working through them and then getting on the other side where hopefully you have, happiness, joy, and contentment. Okay.